Hey guys, Derek here. Welcome back to the channel. We are back to react to another episode of Halo. This is season 1, episode 5. It is called Reckoning. What happened last time on Halo? So last time, let's start with the most inconsequential stuff. We had Quan Ha and Soren going back to Madrigal to kind of try and rile up some rebels or whatever for some dumb cause that Quan Ha cares about. You know, who cares about that planet? Whatever. Her storyline's boring. I don't really care about her. We also had Kai, one of the Spartans, taking her pellet out as well and dyeing her hair, and all the Spartans kind of got together and had a foreign language powwow with Miranda Keyes, and she is developing more of the Sangheili language or whatever. And then we had John and Halsey and her creepy assistant visiting John's like ancestral like family home, like where he comes from, and him experiencing all these memories and having some revelations. And then the episode ends with them finding the second artifact. So I'm excited to jump into this next episode. I think it's going to be more action-packed based on the trailer and how short it is. You know, these episodes have been kind of longer episodes so far, but this one's only like 30-some minutes, which means they probably packed a lot of action into it and made it a little shorter. So I'm pumped about that. Before we jump into it, though, if you end up enjoying my reaction, please leave a like on the video. It means a ton to me, and it legitimately does help my channel grow a lot. If you are new here or find yourself coming back often and you want to see me react to more Halo, hit subscribe and ring the bell so you're notified when I upload. And then if you are interested in the full uncut reaction to this episode, consider supporting me on Patreon. That is linked in the description below. But otherwise, let's jump into episode 5 of Halo. Aridinus 2. Ooh, is this in the past?
You can see how dedicated they are to creation of life.
Okay, nerd.
They also like to have fun.
Fight. Oi, Jonathan saved that kid's life. Tiny little nugget. Strength of 10 men. Chanting, John, John. What if John dropped him? What would happen if all these kids are chanting, John, John, and he accidentally lets go and this kid dies? Like, oh no, John.
I think it's wonderful. How about you, Dan? What do you think?
Yeah, seems good.
Oh, hey, brother. Yeah, they look at him and they're like, ooh, baby. That's our newest property. We own that child now. Bye-bye.
Out there, Kai.
Oh, she didn't add a number at the end. She's becoming friends with her.
I hear you're running your own team now. I figure it's time to show everybody what you can do. Including your mother.
Okay. I feel you.
There's a serious safety issue for you and for others.
No,
Until
he's
I've run some more tests.
not going
Stay
anywhere.
away from it. Understood?
Just doesn't say anything. Classic Chief. Great, back to Quan Ha.
We're not gonna miss that transport ship.
Well, you can go. I'm not done here. Hey, I'm going to free Madrigal. You think I'm the only one left to fight?
No, you're not. Not at all. You're not doing anything.
You belong to me now.
What? You can't do this.
You owe me.
Yeah, you got him. Yeah, you got his ship stolen, and you promised him a ton of money.
Might make a half-decent pirate out of you.
You don't get to just like cast him off.
You
You know, this crystal substrate is too clear to be naturally occurring. I'd love to do some tests on it. It could serve a purpose we're not yet aware of.
Yo, Aiden sucks. Replace him with someone else. It sucks that she just kind of like ignores her.
Yeah, but what do they really want?
To kill us, like we want to kill them.
Do you ever wonder why?
No.
It's like, no. I understand they want to kill me. I understand I don't want to die.
Do you ever wonder why? You never wonder why?
I wonder if all that gun grease in your hair didn't seep down into your brain, asking me dumbass questions like that.
I think it would be so funny if he always had his pellet out, and this is just who he is.
What are you looking at? Oh yes, I noticed that too. It's a nice color on her.
He recognizes the look in her eye, the wonder. Do you approve, big brother?
When did you remove your pellet?
After I saw you remove yours.
Oh, Kai.
I get it now. Things seem, John. And the more they're in me, the more it makes me want to. I don't know.
She's great.
Do you have the words for this?
I can't clear you for combat, Kai.
Oh, come on now.
Why?
You're distracted.
I'm awake.
You're a danger to yourself and to others.
Chief, I haven't forgotten how to fight.
You're grounded, Kai.
I mean, she is slightly distracted, but
Until we get back to Reach.
you know, I don't know.
Oh, what about you? You removed your pellet. If I'm so dangerous, what's that make you?
He has an extra day on you, so you can fight tomorrow. He's like, I approved mine approximately 8 hours before you
Can I
did.
just say that I'm proud of Kai for standing up for herself. Studies show a little pushback is healthy in any working relationship.
Dang right.
Cortana,
Yes, Chief?
Shut up.
I need you to do me a favor.
Anything.
Stop talking. Can't hear myself think.
Yeah, she'll think for you.
You're not missing much.
Lol. Get roasted. Get roasted, Chief. She's like, I am gonna walk this bike 100 miles. Yo, Quan. You're gonna tucker yourself out, kid. You don't think he's coming back?
Dr. Halsey was in my home. And my parents were still alive.
Yeah, he was there too.
You're my captain. You've always been there for me.
Yeah, so here's the deal, Chief. He also lied to you.
I'll look into this personally. Promise you.
I mean, what's there to look into? He already knows all the info.
Margaret, we are so close to finding this weapon. Weapon? We don't even know.
Yeah, you don't know if it's a weapon. Just because it has large energy capabilities doesn't make it a weapon. She does always have her own agenda. Facts. Parangoski, you smart. Don't like you, but you're smart.
Are you really trying to blackmail us?
Yes. Obviously.
I want Miranda taken off the entire project. Her hands are clean, I want to keep them that way.
Good.
Finally, a parenting issue we can agree upon.
Yo, why do you dislike your daughter so much, Halsey? I wouldn't put my face so close to that. Oh my. I'm surprised this man's head didn't explode. That's definitely gonna draw the Covenant there. Yo, what is up with all these people struggling hard? Does it recognize him? It's like a toddler crying for its mother. And John shows up and it's like, oh, there you are.
Miranda being taken off the project.
Howard Stretch be like, no. This is a dumb decision. I mean, granted, she doesn't have the authority to just say no, but still.
I am on your side. Always, you know that.
Then why would you let her do this to me?
This isn't about you.
What has she got on you?
Lots of dirty, dirty info.
Tell me about my adoption.
I told you, all files from the plague were lost.
I wasn't lost. I'm right here. Where's my file?
I'm sorry, Chief, there's nothing in the database.
Means it was wiped.
What about the other Spartans?
There are no archives on the origin of the Spartan program.
Why not?
Because
I
it
don't
was
know.
created under some shady circumstances. You gonna
The
touch
artifact
it?
could kill you.
No. Artifact likes it.
Don't!
Ooh, he knows.
You kidnapped me. You replaced me with something.
You need to listen to me.
Shutting down Neural Bridge.
Dang. He was gonna straight up murk her. Well, they're gonna have to wake him up soon, because they're gonna get attacked, so. Ooh. Bold. Quan Ha. What the hell's wrong with you? You're gonna shoot him? For what? Holding you accountable?
Slip space rupture detected.
Incoming.
Of course she went up to the ship and left him down there. Kai, you're cleared from duty. Ooh, those are some good explosions.
Sergeant! Air cover, go!
Dude immediately gets blown up. Ooh, hey, they took one down. Dang. They took that whole ship down. Shut up. Stupid assistant. No one cares what you think.
Pod doors opening. Infantry incoming.
Dang, son. Dang, son. That's a lot of them.
Two, no,
jackals,
3 Covenant
grunts.
lances in our escape path. Jackal at 2 o'clock.
Stupid jackals with their dumb shields. Yo, they
Switch
run
to
as fast as
secondary.
warthogs. Ooh. Ooh. Oh my god.
Mind if I drive?
Ooh, hopefully she's fine. Ooh, Kai, baby girl, this all you. This all you. Take all of them at once, Kai. Dang, that jackal doing work. Still following orders. Hey, Miranda's alive. Go get your daughter, Halsey. It's gonna be a situation where she has to. Oh, never mind. I was gonna be like, maybe she has to choose between her daughter and the artifact, and she chooses the artifact, but no, she got her daughter. Your shield is overheating, Kai. She is being overstimulated.
Can't let her die.
Yes! Oh, yes! Straight from the games. Stealing a Banshee out of midair. One of the sickest things you can do. Boom. Clutch. What a goat. What a goat. Oh, he's gonna walk out of the flames like a god dang badass. Oh, incredible. The demon throws the gun at him. Oh. Come on, Kai. This thing's just punching her. Yeah. Oh. He's taking out his anger on this thing. This thing's head is gone. Oh.
Covenant spirit incoming.
Ooh, don't let them get that. Oh, a brute with a gravity hammer.
Garzana, I'm gonna need a weapon.
Sure it'll help.
Oh, oh my God. That's insane. Oof.
June de Jepra.
Make it look good.
Chief, I'm reading a human life form.
Is it Maki pulling the same trick twice? Yo, this episode was insane. Oh, God dang. Dude, that was legit. That that might have been, if you take out all the Quan Ha stuff from this episode, that might have been a perfect episode of television. Like, oh my God. That was insane. That was insane. Okay. Just to get it out of the way, we're going to talk about the Quan Ha stuff. Her and Soren are trying to get to a dropship, and she doesn't want to go. She wants to defend this planet or whatever, even if she's the only one. And he's like, yo, you promised me money, and you got my ship stolen. You're my property now. And I agree with him. She pretty much royally effed him and then is trying to tell him, you can leave if you want. I'm going to save this planet. You can help, and maybe you'll get something out of it, or you can just leave. And he's like, no, I only came here in the first place because I was promised an ass load of money. Not only do I not have that money, the ship I came on is gone. So that's a net loss. like what, who does she think she is? And so he goes and gets a new ship, or a new car, sorry. And then she knocks him unconscious and almost decides to shoot him. And it's like, excuse me, Kwan Ha, what right do you think you have right now? Like, you're dumb. So I don't like Kwan Ha as a character. And right now, her storyline is dumb. I like Soren. Soren's cool. And he, I think, is also in agreement that her storyline is dumb. Because he's like, let's get the frick off this planet and go back to where we came from. And I agree. I agree so much. But that's the extent of that storyline that I want to talk about because it's stupid. Let's talk about everything that happened on Aridness 2, starting from the past. So we get a quick scene of when Halsey and Keyes went to this planet, and they are enamored by John when they see him save a boy who is bullying him from dying, and he, shows some fortitude to pull this kid back up. And they're like, I'm gonna steal that kid. And they do. They take him. And it's just further proof that they played whatever games they needed to play to steal these children. And it also shows that, like, this planet and the people on it were kind of thriving when they got there. And my guess is the only reason that this plague happened is because of them trying to cover up the kidnapping of John. Like, there's no way, based on what we've seen, there's no way that planet just so quickly fell into despair and ruin. Like, the UNSC did stuff to it to cover up the start of the Spartan program, which doesn't have any official records anymore. They're all having a grand old time observing this artifact, and Miranda wants to be involved, and her mom is just like blatantly ignoring her because she sucks. Halsey is a horrible mother, and she's not a great person. So I know that we're supposed to generally be a fan of Halsey because she's like a good guy technically, but like, she's done a lot of horrible things, and I'm not the biggest fan of her. Kai, big fan of Kai. I love Kai a lot. Just the whole, everything she's got going on right now is prime. Like, she's so quirky and fun, and like, her joy at learning all these new things and experiencing all this new stuff is super cute. like it was cool and almost kind of beautiful to see John go through this like experience, but he's more of like a serious dude even after he got it out. Like, he's still just a serious guy. But Kai is just so smiley and fun and like has a great personality. Like, I think I'm in love. Like, Kai's great, and she's trying to recruit her other Spartans, subtly being like, hey, you ever thought about having thoughts of your own? And they're like, Vadic's like, shut the fuck up. He's like, I don't want to talk to you. Don't ask me these dumbass questions. And it's just so funny. And Master Chief notices. He notices that she's being weird, and he calls her up, and he's like, show me your hair. He's like, you are not cleared for battle or duty. Go pop a squat on the bench. You are grounded for now. And she's like, what a hypocrite. Like, dude, how am I unfit for battle, but you are fit for battle, and you took your pellet off like 8 hours before me. And it's like, that's a fair question. And even Cortana's like, dude, she's got a point. And it's like, well, John's like, you know what? I took mine off 12 hours before her. In 12 hours, she can fight. But for now, she needs to chill. And it's so funny. And the Covenant wants to find where they're at because they want this stuff. John confides in Keyes because he's like, dude, you've always had my back. You're my superior officer. Doesn't realize that Keyes was there when he got kidnapped and was like an integral part of it. And it's just like, it sucks. And Keyes and Halsey are essentially going to like blackmail everyone into like keeping all this stuff a secret. And it's just like, there's just so much corruption going on, and John is just sick of it. And then, this thing happens where they're like, you know what? Let's laser drill into this artifact and put my face right next to it. The Halsey's assistant is the dumbest moron in the world. Like, you already know these things give off like massive surges of energy when things happen to them. Why the hell would you, one, put your face next to it in general? Two, laser it, like even laser just the containing glass that it's in. Why would you do that and put your face next to it? Like, you're the dumbest person alive. And it sends out a signal which melts everyone's brains except for John. Miranda seemed fine. Maybe it was because she was farther away. But John is like, dude, like, this is messed up. And then he does a little investigating and is like, why is the Spartan program, like, there's no info about it at all. Like, everyone's fully aware that they exist, but the creation of the program, where the Spartan candidates came from, no data on any of this. It's all been wiped, because they don't want it getting out that they kidnapped these kids. And so he's like, you know what? Screw this. I'm gonna go touch this thing and get some memories. And he remembers being kidnapped by Halsey, at which point he's straight up gonna Superman punch her brain off. Like, he's gonna crush her skull. And Cortana turns his brain off. You know, probably rightfully so. If he killed Dr. Halsey, that would not be a good look for him. That would not end well. But they wake him up after Halsey runs away and is like gonna sequester herself in the safety of her ship. She wakes him up, and at which point the final 10 minutes of this episode are some of the coolest things I've ever seen, with the Spartans fighting against the Covenant. Like, if this is what the Halo series can be, this could be one of the best shows around. Like, how are you not, like, all the people that weren't a fan of this show leading up to this episode, watch this episode and have your mind blown. Like, it looks so good. The only bad looking part was when it was an overhead shot, like the drone shot of the car, the Warthog, like turning and going up the hill. It looked like super fake. But everything else looked incredible. Seeing John, seeing Master Chief, Vanek, and Riz just smoking Covenant, and you know, they're running as fast as the Warthog is driving. They are, you know, fighting jackals and grunts and elites, and it's super cool. The jackals and grunts looked dope. Their shields looked awesome. The way they moved was awesome. And just watching the Spartans like do work against them was dope. Like, it was incredible. And Kai is just chilling up there like sniping biddies, just destroying folks. But she's getting a little sensory overload. So the pellets, while doing a good job of suppressing pretty much all their emotions and their personalities and everything that's good about them, the pellets are good in one respect, and that was what Chief mentioned a few episodes ago, where he says it keeps you focused in battle. Kai definitely got distracted, right? Like, she was looking around, seeing all the people dying around her and, you know, getting hit herself, and she got overwhelmed and kind of, I think, had a little bit of a panic attack, and gotten taken out. She didn't die, obviously, but she got taken out. And Chief is like, I'm gonna abandon this mission real quick, or at least put it on pause, so I can save my fellow Spartan, because that's at the end of the day, that's who John is. That, like, he will choose saving his fellow Spartan or his fellow soldier over the artifact. Like, the artifact is less important to him than his teammates' lives, which is good. And he does, like, the sickest thing, where he jumps off the ridge, steals a Banshee out of midair, and crashes it into a Covenant ship. And it was the dopest thing I've ever seen in my life. Like, oh my God. And then he gets a pistol, shotgun, he gets a Covenant pistol. You know, he's using every weapon in the friggin' universe, and he's smoking every single Covenant grunt and jackal in sight. He's just destroying them. And then he crushes an elite's head, and it is like the dirtiest thing you've ever seen. Like, the coolest possible sequence that I ever could have asked for in a Halo show. Like, that was incredible. And he goes to get the artifact. Like, the episode already top tier. You think, what can happen next? What could happen to make it even better? They drop in a brute with a gravity hammer, and it just smacks him across the room and takes the artifact and is like, deuces. And just leaves. And it's like, oh my God. Like, this was the coolest 10 minutes of television I might have ever seen in my life. Like, what? Oh. And then the Covenant, to put the cherry on top, the Covenant pulls the same trick they already did once, where they just send Maki down and like, oh no, she's a survivor. She escaped this ship. And it's like, she's just, you know, it didn't work the first time, try it again. Fool me once, shame on me. Fool me twice, can't get fooled again. Good old George Bush. And then the episode ends, and it's like, dude. Oh, I mean, it's not good that the Covenant has the artifact now. So they have the big one. The Covenant has the big one. UNSC has the small one. That's not good. Presumably, they're going to do some shenanigans. Maki's going to try and destabilize things from the inside. But, like, I am riding such a high right now. Like, I can't express enough. Like, I was excited going into this episode because I knew there would be action, but I can't express enough, like, how quickly this episode made Halo launch up my rankings of current favorite TV shows. Like, holy crap. Like, all the people that are upset that this show isn't strictly following all the predetermined lore of the Halo universe, like, and are unwilling to accept that it's like a different timeline, you are missing out. Like, oh, think of this like the MCU, right? Like, the MCU, the content that they draw from, like the stories that they draw from to create their movies, they don't follow those storylines closely at all. Like, they're just inspired by those storylines. Think of this almost like that, where they're taking the original content and they're making something dope with it, and just because it's slightly different doesn't mean it's bad. In fact, it's quite good, in my opinion. And this was, again, one of the dopest episodes of television I've ever seen, just for this final 10 minutes. I mean, all the rest of the stuff outside of Quan Ha was also good television. It was engaging television. But if you, like I said at the beginning, if you take out the Kwan Ha storyline from this episode, granted Soren's cool, but if you take out the Kwan Ha part of this episode, this is a damn near perfect episode of television. Like, damn fine television. Like, freaking A. Fantastic. I'm just repeating myself at this point, so those are my thoughts. Let me know what you guys think of this episode down in the comments below. Are you enjoying this series so far? If you weren't the biggest fan of this series so far, did this episode change your mind at all? One of my best friends from childhood, we played all the Halo games together, doesn't like this show. Dude, watch this. What are you doing, man? Like, oh, yeah, let me know. Let me know all your thoughts. I'm genuinely curious to see if this episode swayed anyone. But yeah, if you enjoyed my reaction or you enjoyed the episode, leave a like on the video. It means a ton to me. If you're new here, find yourself coming back often, hit subscribe and ring the bell so you're notified when I upload. And then if you want to see the full uncut version of this reaction, consider supporting me on Patreon. That is linked in the description below. But otherwise, thank you for watching, and I will catch you guys next time.